Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with the VeVe OMI, VeVe OMI mostly Definity, DEVVE, and daCat update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. For not, welcome back. I love y'all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon. Smashing that super thanks button down below. Super chat as well. It's been a little while since I had just one of these updates because yesterday I had the last seat during the midday. I had a podcast at night. On Sunday, I was going to go over some stuff, and then Tammy came on for like an hour and a half. So it's been a couple of days since I've been able to go over some actual news here. Hey, Tammy, I was just talking about you. All good things, all good things. Do we have to go back to Saturday? We don't have to, but I'm going to go back to one thing. We have a bunch of people, I think, everywhere now, except New York, because New York is trash. You have a bunch of people everywhere that's able to buy OMI on the Coinbase app through the DEX. In the Midwest, again, it's everywhere. It's every single state, with the exception of New York, because again, New York is trash. Bill Gardner, what's going on, brother? How you doing? Bill Gardner says, so close. I know, you're so close. You weren't first. Tammy was first. Tammy's at the airport. I hope you're not flying Spirit, because Spirit keeps canceling our fucking flights. I just got an email. Sparky got an email that they are canceling our Vegas trips for whatever reason. Apparently not a ton of people want to go to Vegas, so which I don't believe. I feel like Vegas is popping. I think that's just their excuse. Like, yeah, people, don't want to go over here. Like, who doesn't want to go to Vegas? So I feel like this is just it's like what Futureverse said. Yeah, we're going to, move some money around. And as Alexis said in Schitt's Creek, I dated enough Wall Street losers to know that moving money around means you're skint, you're broke, you have nothing. Oh, American, very good, very good. I don't think I'll ever fly Spirit again. Bill Gardner says, what up? I am in the middle of trying to do my boy's hard money loan, and these people are just they're not answering. So I've been power dialing him for the past hour, and I will continue to do so. Okay. In like 5 minutes, or in 5 seconds, I'm going to press the number 7. Okay. Are assisting other callers at the moment. This is what I've been listening to for the last hour after he says, thank you. Oh, shit. 7. If you know your party extension, please press 7, and then it'll repeat. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to be doing that for a little while. Anyway, so like Futureverse, and I guess we'll get into it. Could VeVe get DC Comics? I think they can. But let me get to the other stuff first here. Back on the 28th, there was a $350 billion has been wiped out from the crypto market as of September 28th. Again, that was a couple days ago. Then you have a bunch of Tylenol memes. Also on the 28th, this might have been the 29th, you had the 27-year anniversary of when Pokemon Red and Blue came out in the West. I thought this was really cool. I posted it over on X, be like, maybe one day we could get these Pokemon on VeVe. And I think one day we can. Right now, I don't see any evidence to us pointing that we do have it, but I think one day we can. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they haven't announced a new license in a while, right? And I mean, David constantly says he's always in talks with other licensors. What does that look like? Why aren't they here yet? Now we do have some announcements today from New York Comic Con. None of them are, well, one of them's new. All right, there's Marvel, there's more Marvel Rivals, Evermind, they're fairly new. Planet Death is really cool. You have the David Finch variants for the Addiction comics. Those are really fun. You have some Ron English exclusives. I think these are going to be the gold and silver ones. Propaganda, creations. Actually, no. So there doesn't appear to be any gold and silver logo redemptions for this con. I think that's going to be over in Vegas, which unfortunately Spirit doesn't want me to go to. I know you're late for a very important date. About to hold 1 billion daCat tokens, my man. I don't know how much that is. I think that's a small amount. I think a billion is like nothing. I think you mean a trillion. A trillion might be. Let me see how much a trillion is. We're gonna go to the tape here. All right, let me see what I can do. Maybe it works better. How about I just. Okay. Oh, the market is down today. Okay, so if 1.5 trillion, so I think a trillion's like 3K. So if you do 300 billion, it's like a grand. Yeah, 300 billion's like a grand. 100 billion's like 300 is like $300 ish. So to be 30, so I was like 1 billion daCat tokens would be about $3. So so if you're saying a trillion, that'd be dope. That'd be cool. If you get a trillion, I think you get into the whale chat. I think. I'm not 100% sure. I have to ask. I have to find out. There's only 1,000 in volume on daCat for the day, but daCat did just launch its new website. It's called daCat.fun, and in daCat.fun, you see the legendary crypto culture. It looks pretty dope. The new website is pretty heckin' cool. Got the contract address right there. You got Dagato. You got. I wonder if they should play our trailer in there, because our trailer, if y'all haven't seen it, it's one of my most recent videos on YouTube. It is so good. It is one of the best things I think daCat has ever created until the comic comes out, hopefully in a few months. Memes at War, talk about the daCat universe. It's pretty sweet. It's pretty legit. Anyway, so that's one of the things they had come out. Well, they're going to have gold and silver redemptions, but I think it's going to be in Vegas because the Ron English exclusives, this doesn't say gold and silver things anywhere, so I think it's going to be at Designer Con when we get those. We usually get something from Ron English, but there's going to have Matt Gondek there as well. Matt Gondek's actually, I think, in Hong Kong right now, if I'm not mistaken, because I think Designer Con's going on right now. Yeah, Matt Gondek says Hong Kong this week, invited to help kick off the first ever Designer Con Asia with VeVe, bringing some new stuff with me. So that's really cool. All right, I gotta go Saturday. Yeah, okay. So that's Matt Gondek. The big thing that I really like is Agoro. Agoro just having that. That's the one that David teased a while ago, saying like he had like an ounce of gold, with the VeVe logo on it. I was like, that is so cool. And he's like, wouldn't it be awesome if all the gold and silver logo holders got one of these? And it's like, wouldn't it be awesome? I think it would be great. I think it would be fantastic. Let me see what I can do. Yeah. Give me more. All right, 1 second here. London calling, it's a faraway town. Okay. Just want to see. Okay, hang on. Sorry, I got one more text. All right. Okay, there's the London problem. So yeah, the Agoro thing that the Agoro thing that we are getting, at least at New York Comic Con, is going to be in the form of blind boxes. Here's why I think that we all might be able to get something that is either a little bit of silver or this is why I think gold and silver logo holders can get something. I don't think it'd be like an ounce of gold or anything, because an ounce of gold is like $3,800. But if it were like a tenth of an ounce of gold, it'd be $300. And putting out 500 people, like 500 of that'd be $150,000. But I maybe a fourth. A fourth of an ounce would be insane. But when the deal was made, I think gold was like 3K an ounce. This is a lot. I don't know. But the way that I think that they could have done it is if they would say, hey, we have the licenses for Marvel and Disney. So here we go. If we have Star Wars, and I don't know if Agoro has any of these licenses, but we do. And it's like, oh, here's what we're gonna do. Here's a blind box. Now they're $109 per blind box, and you get 4 different tiers of what you could get. Now the tier 1 is a Darth Vader. You can see what it looks like. It's kind of devoid of a little color. It's got a little color in it. But tier 2, it's full color. There's a bit less of those. So this one is 1 in 3,400. This one's 1 in 1,000. The tier 3, it's devoid of all color, but it says it's fully engraved. I'm not 100% sure what that means. 1 of 500, or I'm sorry, there's 500 of them. But tier 4 is just gold, and there's 5 grams of gold in there. Now, a gram of gold is like $125, give or take. So you have the option of paying $109, but also getting a $525 piece, which is dope. So I think that I think that this could do really well. I don't necessarily expect this to sell out because, be advised, this is not a VeVe exclusive. You can get it. So it's called super rare mintage, meaning that there's 5,000 of these that's able to be sold. Obviously, not all of them will be at New York Comic Con. But $109. So let's do 109 times, how much did I say there were? 5,000 of these freaking things. That's $545,000. And the amount of gold, let's say I said 125 times 5, so it's $625 dollars in there, and there's 50 of them. So they really only have to give away less than $32,000 in gold in order to sell this out. Now, granted, the other stuff, let's say there's more of the other stuff, but let's say they sell 100K, or let's say they sell out, and when they sell out, it's over $500,000 with the sellout. They're not going to give away more than $100,000 worth of those precious metals. So they're netting over $400,000. But again, that's before the split. Okay, so how is the split broken down? Does it mostly go to Star Wars? Does it mostly go to Agoro? Does it mostly go to VeVe? I don't know. VeVe is the one that has a license. Should be able to do whatever we want with the license. What does that breakdown look like? I don't know. And then, after, so is this going to be I don't know. Is this going to be something where we can go to, if there's 400K, let's say it's split 3 ways. It's not going to be, right? But let's say it's split 3 ways. That's $133,000 each. And if we go in and do that, VeVe can say, hey, we'll do this for free. We'll give you the 133K. And be advised, it's not just on VeVe, or it's not just the Darth Vader. They have a Spider-Man one also on this. And the Spider-Man one, it's pretty much the same thing as the Vader. You have the tiers. It's the same cost at 109, these blind boxes. I'm feeling really good about, and again, if we're doing that for Agoro, are we doing this specifically for the gift to put the cost down lower? I don't know. I don't know what type of stuff. And again, David just said, wouldn't it be cool if this happened? I have a feeling though that there's going to be something. I don't know what to expect. It's definitely going to be some type of, gotta be something. Like, it's a gold and silver logo. So you would expect there to be some type of gold and some type of silver in the thing that we're going to get. How much? I don't know. Chaos on the Chains. The past few weeks been connected some incredible minds, creators, innovators. The goal. Chaos on the Chain says building a synergy that pushes the boundaries of gaming and culture. Soon you'll be able to onboard your favorite meme characters into Chaos on the Chains, fighting, conquering, and reshaping realms with icons that feel uniquely yours. Imagine Pepe defending a fortress, Wojak rallying the troops, or Shiba Inu leading the charge across fractured worlds. Chaos is coming. Are you ready to fight alongside your memes and conquer the world? I'll say I stand with at daCat. Also check DM. I lost my deposit because of you. Dave Boy says, you expect collectible sell-off before November 19th. In case nobody knows what he's talking about, that is the 19th is when you're no longer able to cash out gems for fiat. So maybe I do expect a little bit of a sell-off before the 19th. How much of a sell-off? I don't know. I would say and again, if they do it, where are they? I mean, nothing really changes, because if you want the max amount of money that you can get, you're probably just going to sell it for OMI anyway. Because if you sell something like, let's make the math easy. Let's say you sell a Todd, right? Todd's like $500. Okay, on the app, if you sell it on the app, you lose 2.5% because that's the fee. So you get $487 out of that, but then you lose 10% on the cash out. So you actually only get $438. I think there's a 4.5% fee on Stacker. So if you do 500 points, so 4.5, 2.5, so that's 7. You actually net 465. So it just makes and that's just with a 2.5% fee. Obviously on something like Disney or Marvel, that becomes much higher. But you know, that extra 10% on VeVe is a lot. Where the Stacker thing, I think, is like 4%. It might even be less than 4.5. It might be 4 or even less. That's easy. Like I don't see, like, if anyone's gonna sell, I don't know why you would sell for gems right now anyway. Because if you go to cash out, you have to pay those extra 10% cash out fees, which is a lot. Or you could just cash out for OMI, and then you could just swap to USDC and cash out that way. It's just much cheaper. It's quicker. You don't have to wait like 2 business days or whatever. You just do it instantly. So I even though I do expect a little bit of a sell-off, I think the people that do that aren't necessarily thinking it through, because again, nothing changes. You just can't cash out to fiat. But once they no longer have that, there's no reason to have KYC. You should see a flood of new users come into the app. So I do see a little bit of a sell-off, but I think that's just going to be people that are panicking. I think it's just panic sellers. I think that gets reversed right away, and people go crazy soon. Cat token, could VeVe get oh, my collectibles saying, could VeVe get DC Comics? And I want to go over some of this news first. Michael Saylor's buying more Bitcoin. Money market funds asset under management has hit a new all-time high of 7.7 trillion. As the Fed cuts rates, this liquidity will flow into risk-on assets like crypto. Bill Gardner says, that would suck going to my first party and not redeeming anything. Well, no, you could still redeem stuff. Like you'll be able to redeem all of the stuff that you have never redeemed before. Like your gold logo, let's say you got it from someone that only redeemed from like 2023 and before. You'll still be able to redeem the stuff from the 2024, and well, I guess just 2024. But this New Year's new redemptions aren't going to be until Vegas, but you can still redeem everything else. Like if you happen to buy a logo that nobody's redeemed anything before, you could still go to the booth and get those redemptions from the past several years. You just can't get like this year's because they haven't come out with it yet. BB Vet saying, yo, what up, Vet? My man, how you doing? I would love DC Comics on VeVe, bro. Same. I can't wait for it. I think that we can get it because where do I have to go and take a look at this? Let me get through some of the. Do I need to get through some? I think I should. No, I shouldn't. We'll go here. Where this was Futureverse saying today, the Futureverse board, and this was yesterday, by the way, made the difficult decision to begin a restructuring of the business. While we've made significant progress building world-leading AI models, debatable, developing more than 30 open source protocols, and partnering with some of the world's top brands, we recognize that adjustments are needed to ensure the long-term sustainability of our vision. This process allows us to focus on strengthening the foundation of the company and reshaping the structure so we can continue to support our core products and applications. Importantly, this restructuring only impacts Futureverse Corporation and does not directly affect subsidiaries. Futureverse has always been rooted in collaboration and innovation, and our aim remains to carry this work forward in a stronger, more sustainable form. That's the official stuff. Unofficially, I don't even want to say unofficially. I think this was in their, was this in their, no, this is on Twitter as well. They say, while we have achieved some incredible outcomes like breaking new ground across AI, gaming, and Web3 protocols, we ultimately have run out of options to become a long-term sustainable business with the structure as is. I know for many of you, this has been a passion, just as it has been for me and our leadership team. Delays in partner launches, customer revenue, and historical liabilities carried through from various companies have we have rolled up have all contributed to this outcome. Fundraising in a soft market for Web3, metaverse, and gaming, where many market leaders have recently restructured or wound down, except for VeVe, and a backdrop of high global uncertainty in the macro environment has been difficult, so we have been faced with an incredibly tough situation. I'm devastated, as I am sure many of you are here, that it has come to this. It's been my mission to create the tools and opportunity for others to be more open, immersive internet. And while we have created dozens of innovative tools, models, and protocols, this is not what I envisioned our journey leading to. I've poured my heart, energy, tears, savings, and hopes into building Futureverse, and I know many of you have also contributed in your own way to make this come to life too. The process we are now in does enable us to restructure, and hopefully the vision can continue. There will be some pain in the process. We're all doing all we can to help ensure core services remain active and transition any dependencies for Web3 elements to more independent solutions. Much of the work we have done is building protocols that are open and built on Web3 infrastructure. TRN and many of the tools we have built are open source, and we will release more projects shortly to enable anyone who wants to continue what we started to do so. The point of Web3 is to be resilient to traditional company structures, and while it happened quicker than I hoped, at some point the ecosystem would need to survive without that structure in place. We're looking forward to TRN Labs to transition more functions to their care during this process to minimize disruption and maximize our resilience long term. Guys, this doesn't scream we're just moving people around. This screams to me that they are done and they know they're done. And I never thought much of them from the start. That's why I never got anything with them. That's why I never did anything with them. I think that Candy's actually grossing money, and I know they paid a pretty penny for Candy, but yeah, it's rough. Jim Lee hasn't done much with much of the projects at all. It doesn't seem like. But Candy, like, how would you get acquired by Futureverse in the first place unless there was some financial trouble? Like, I know it was Palm, and then it was DC, and then it was DC NFT, and then it was Candy, and then they got acquired by Futureverse. But how do you get acquired by something, like, unless you're in some type of financial trouble? Again, I don't know everything about the story. I'm operating with conjecture here, but it just doesn't look good. And again, optics are one thing, and what's actually going on is another. How close is that, though? Probably very close. There's a Hulk 181 says gold silver logo events won't be as exclusive anymore. I don't see why they wouldn't be. I mean, you still need a gold logo to get in. So again, I don't see why it wouldn't be. Erikani is saying, Randy, what I miss? When did you commented? Like a minute ago. You missed like 22 minutes. I went over. I've been doing a hard money loan for my friend. I went over the fact that Spirit Spirit just canceled everyone's flights to Vegas. So if you bought a flight to Vegas for DCon with Spirit, they just canceled that way. Like they canceled it all. So, and somebody just messaged me saying, oh my God, that there's just not enough people to make the flights worth it. So they're just canceling this fucking leg. And they're starting to say that about Disney World also. That is some bold dinky. Futureverse announcement gave me Quid vibes. Agreed. Said something similar and promised we would get our collection, but they busted and did nothing. Yeah, there's like, again, if they're already short on money, and I'll say another thing. The employees that worked at Futureverse have seen this coming for quite a while. And apparently the people that were there had sold their bags before the news broke. I'm not sure I can blame them for that. So that means I got to go to Vegas too. Well, good luck trying to get a flight there because Spirit is like down. Turtle Golf just Kale Crypto, 97,000 followers, says, okay, who do I got to follow to make my feed entertaining? Turtle Golf says, Real Randy Chavez listen to his podcast. It doesn't seem possible to get more electric range of guests and topics, and it seems you like Gilmore Girls. Oh my God. Yes. Oh my God, I'm going to follow this girl right meow. And I'll say, oh, she's a crypto degen. Food, memes, optimism. She likes cats. And how does he know that she likes Gilmore Girls? Good morning, good morning. Drinking this morning. What are you drinking? Oh, she lifts. Oh, she definitely lifts. Oh, she's got quads. Okay. Oh my God, she likes Pokemon too. Okay. All right. We're gonna follow, and we're gonna say message. Hey fam. My name is Jeff. My name is Randy Chavez. I have a friend suggested we connect. Would love to get you on the show. Would love to get you on the show. Advertise. Okay, is that a lettuce? Is that a lettuce thing that she has? Okay, anyway, would love to get you on the show, and I'll just leave it at that. I want to do that type of a big follow-up. Vegas is a must. I've heard. Cosmic. Oh, you're getting $3 at DeCat. Let's go. Get that bread. Meow, meow, meow. There's loads of times. Any announcements yet about the Whatnot class? No, I'm very, very curious on what they're doing with that, because I hope they don't have any type of marketing until after 19 November, because that's when people should not need to do KYC anymore. So that's why I'm really excited, because for Whatnot, there's no KYC. You make an account, you just put in your credit card. Easy. All right. Anyway, EA Sports, it's in the game, announces they will officially be acquired for $55 billion and will go private. Investors led by Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia. That's going to be insane. Oh, okay. Root Network. I should tell you all about the Root Network. This is going to be a big one. Okay. The Root Network will remain independent of the Futureverse receivership process. The software and protocols, including the NFI palette and Silo, are open source, and we will add further code to open source repos in the coming days for developers who wish to continue using and building on these. Futureverse intends to continue to run its own nodes through the process, but as with everything in Web3, as long as the community contributes to the infrastructure, it will remain active. Decentralized networks rely on community participation, and we encourage whoever is passionate about these protocols and the network to contribute. Services such as Pass, Asset Register, Staking Dashboard, Asset Dashboard, and Root Rewards will remain active during this restructuring period. We will put decisions about the token pools under the administration of the TRN Labs and continue to work to implement network governance, which is close to completion with the resources we have available. We invite anyone who wants to help with that to contribute to the open source codebase, testing, and implementation. Seems fair, right? Seems a little fair. Restructuring business. Okay, Candy uses the root network to mint the collectibles, so no impact is probably going to be seen on that side. But if Futureverse was the pass they used to power the ecosystem, I'm not sure how that's going to fit together. I mean, let's face it, we all kind of knew that Futureverse was kind of a long shot there. But and again, I'll say one thing about one person that worked there, is that they saw the writing on the wall, and I assume it was more than just one person. The owner's brother was dumping stuff. Okay, yeah, that's what it was. Okay, all right, so it was the owner's brother. I knew someone was, maybe multiple people, but if it was just one person, yeah. And again, the owner might not have even said anything, but you can sometimes see the signs. Oh, hey, this person the past few years has always offered to do X, Y, and Z. They've always offered to come here, do this. Now all of a sudden they're complaining about money. What's going on with their business? What's going on with their life? So I don't know if that was necessarily inside info dumping, or if it was just his brother happened to see like, uh-oh, you know. Mr. Hulk 181. So this is why it won't be exclusive. Level 100s, gold and silver logo holders, and any rarity of VeVe24 comic ticket holders have received email. Oh, that's for the party. Well, that's for this. Is that for Vegas or New York Comic Con? I think that's for New York Comic Con. Is it? I don't know. I don't know if that's for. Yeah, I think it's for New York Comic Con. But that's like the VeVe party. The gold logo party, there'll be a different one, I think in Vegas. Again, we'll see it be pretty different. Oh gosh. I'm gonna die. Oh, that's why you got the invite, because the gold ticket I have. Very good. Very good. All right, Candy. Yeah, Candy back in April said they're officially part of the Futureverse, bring you bigger and better experiences. What does this mean for you? More interactive moments, more ways to engage with your fandom. Now, Candy back in April said self-custody is coming soon. And I remember a lot of people really shitting on VeVe. They're like, oh, yeah, Candy, it got acquired by Futureverse, and they're going to give us self-custody soon. Okay, well, Futureverse is fucking dead now. Where is that self-custody? Where is that interoperability unlocked? I have not heard any apologies from any of the fudders saying, sorry, VeVe. Yeah, I guess it's much harder than it looks. We apologize. I haven't heard that at all. Back in April, they said they're just getting started. Need to wait to share what's next. In the meantime, visit futureverse.com. Sign up for a future pass to start exploring. Yeah, I don't know how that's going to be impacted, Candy, and with the Candy collectibles as Root's still partnered with them. Either way, it's going to be interesting to follow the news. Yeah, so I don't think this self-custody is really going to happen. Anyway, Fluff World, that is 71,000 followers. Actually, this guy Wayne talking about Fluff World, saying Fluff World co-founder's brother clearing out 80 Futureverse NFTs before any news was announced. Probably just coincidence A. Imagine what they're doing on the token side with the unknown wallets from Root, Asto, Think, Seniz, and Silo. Captain Root has 33,000 followers. Say, firstly, I know you have been frustrated that I have not been able to communicate with you in the past few weeks. We've been going through a large number of discussions, blah, 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 blah. Basically, this guy named Waylander says they were either completely incompetent and out of their depth the entire time, who the heck builds an alt layer 1 based on XRP, or they intentionally milked their community and max extracted every step of the way, maybe both. This sounds like somebody this sounds like a VeVe fudder. This sounds like somebody that just made a bad investment and he's blaming everyone else except himself. Now, again, that's just what it sounds like, but maybe you should take his words, I think, with a grain of salt. So Captain Root was also requoted by a guy named Block, says, enjoy your new $4 million house. I don't know if there's any proof that he took this money and bought a $4 million house. Maybe he was successful beforehand. I don't know. Maybe he had other investments. Someone else will obviously have to look into that. Root Network was described as a layer 1 blockchain built by Futureverse to enable seamless user experience and support data interoperability. Futureverse acquired Candy Digital. They brought iconic brands to the root network as a core developer Futureverse appeared to be responsible for. Building and maintaining the blockchain infrastructure, developing the technical protocols and features, providing ongoing development and updates. And apparently, while Futureverse had built it, the root network operated as a decentralized blockchain where others could build applications on top. It's not clear from the available information whether other independent developer teams contributed to building the initial network itself, though the consolidation of 8 companies suggests multiple teams were involved in creating the broader Futureverse ecosystem. So it looks like Futureverse originally had built the root network. And if they were in financial trouble or restructuring, it's hard to believe that Root has the funding or in a position to support that ecosystem. I'm just calling it as I see it here. John X says, let's go daCat. Let's go. Let's freaking get this bread. I love this game. Irakani saying, same ticket I bought from Randy. Let's go. Oh, we flexing? We flexing, brother? We flexing? Let's get this bread. Get him, Randy. Oh, what? Thank you. Doing my best. You're the best. Around. Nothing to ever keep it down. You're the best. Around. Listen to that sound. A little bit of all you got will never bring you down. Penguin says, why do I increasingly get the feeling that Dan is the only one building the entire VeVe-verse? I'm pretty sure Cavernous is helping with that. The collectibles and the website, I don't think he's in charge of. The collectibles, I'm pretty sure he's not in charge of at all. The website, I have no idea who's in charge of. Dan is definitely in charge of the VeVe-verse, though. This guy in Collectibles Gone Digital built an epic verse in 3.5 weeks. I do believe I saw some of that, which it looked really cool. I think I spoke to him on a space yesterday or 2 days ago. Yeah, Dan's got a lot on his plate. He's got a lot that he's doing. The website, I have no idea who's in charge of that. Collectibles, I know it's not Dan, but Dan is definitely in charge of VeVe-verse, and I think other stuff as well. Penguin says, this shows what someone with passion and dedication can create as a hobby, let alone what a real professional could accomplish if you hired one, let alone several. VeVe team is really small. It is very small. The team is quite tiny. Whoever is in charge of the website or the app, though, guys, it really should not take this long to be able to search a thing. Like, so, for example, there's a buddy of mine that has, I think, Avengers number 57, and it's called The Avengers number 57. Now, first off, I should not get fucking Batman when I type in The Avengers number 57. Now, I understand. Oh, okay, well, number 57. Okay, let's go. You didn't specify collectible or comic. Okay, my fault. Let me go to filter, put in comic, and then apply. The Avengers number 57 should be the one that comes up first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20. Okay, so the first 20 was not the Avengers number 57. So that already is ridiculous. And I agree, something as simple as that should be able to be done relatively quickly. Now we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 21, 22. Okay, so after on the 43rd one down, it finally matched what I typed in. Stacker, no problem. In fact, let's go to Stacker right now, and let's test this theory of how difficult it should be. All right, we're going to Stacker. Nice, I got 12 million OMI in Stacker. Okay, we're going to type in same thing, The Avengers, and we'll do number 57. Look at that, it's the first thing that comes up. Congrats to Stacker on building what we want. Congrats to Stacker on building things efficiently. Congrats to that team. Whoever's building the VeVe app, what the fudge? Like what? I understand that there's probably at least 15, if not 20 to 30 different other things that are taking precedence before being able to search for what you want to search for. But that shouldn't take too long. It's not like, hey, let me pull somebody or 10 people from, like, it shouldn't take that many people. Again, easy for me to be an armchair CEO here. Again, shout out to Stacker though for, hey, it shows me exactly what I typed in. And for whatever reason, VeVe app has not been able to do that. So I understand your frustrations, Penguin. We are on the same side here. There's a shows with someone. Oh yeah, I just read that. Is anyone else capable? A collectible drop page not loading. My comic drop pages load. The collectibles from the store page do not. Hold on, let me X out of that. No, I X'd out of VeVe. But I'll check right now. Collectibles drop page is loading fine. Mine's good. Mine's chill. All right. Anyway, I know. When was the last time I ate? Because I'm getting hungry. Notes. I had eaten at 13:54. It is 15:41. I'm good. I'm good for right now. Good for right now. I still okay. Bitcoin at 14K. Sooner. If I can help with flight to whatever makes it. All right. Cool beans. Cool beans. All right. Let's get back to. Was it Sunday stuff? I don't need to go over that. I guess we'll go over some DEVVE here real quick. Swoosh says, wow, I built roadmaps for a living. Wild how targets get treated like a missed deadline. Even before it's a fact, there are completely different tools with vastly different purposes. Roadmap is a high-level plan, sequence, targets, softer by design, more transparency, and room to adapt. A deadline is a firm commitment, often contractual. If you miss it, there are real consequences. As a community, especially talking to DEVVE here, I have to pick your poison. Long-term direction, which it should be most people's pick, or short-sighted deadlines. TLDR, roadmap sets direction, deadline sets a date. People shouldn't confuse them. We have a guy, I don't even know what this dude's name is, saying the main narrative of this stage of the bull run is decentralized exchanges. When you look at projects like Hyperliquid and Aster, you can clearly see the market appetite. And imagine DEVVE Exchange taking that momentum even further, especially once institutional adoption drives bigger volumes and deeper liquidity. But what's really thrilled me in recent weeks is the team's decision to open up a public network for developers. This is a massive milestone for adoption. Building an institutional focused ecosystem remains critical to meet strict security and compliance standards. But adding a public network brings the lifeblood of blockchain developers who bring innovations and users bringing adoption. He goes on to say the boldest breakthroughs in blockchain come from public networks where teams experiment, take risks, and think beyond conventional boundaries. Once those innovations prove themselves in open environments, they can be replicated at the institutional level. For me, this is the biggest and most impactful development we've seen with DEVVE in the last 6 months. I feel the importance that this move hasn't been fully recognized by the community. This is the kind of catalyst that can define the next chapter for DEVVE, and I believe we should all be excited for what's coming. And a guy named AJ saying, see below an industry article, apologies if you've seen it, that highlights how current fraud and lack of security in the crypto space is limiting mass adoption. Same argument applies for institutions. Retail adoption doesn't stall because the tech isn't scalable enough. It stalls because people don't trust that their money is safe. With Tom's patented protections, the DEVVE ecosystem changes this equation, and in my honest opinion, will be a huge driver of adoption. Thanks for the vision, Tom and the team. You have a guy named Patrick Scott, Dynamo DeFi, saying Plasma, a stablecoin chain, just skyrocketed to a $2.5 billion market cap post-launch. Tether is raising at a $500 billion valuation, number that puts it on par with Netflix and ExxonMobil. Consortium of 9 European banks announced that they're launching a EuroPeg stablecoin. Cloudflare is entering the arena with the NetDollar, a stablecoin built for agentic commerce. Stablecoins are massive business, and they're only getting bigger. The fact that Cloudflare is launching its own makes trajectory undeniable. They're already a successful growing tech company. They chose stables because stables are the best technology for cross-border agent-to-agent payments. The global financial system is being rebuilt before our eyes, and if you're paying attention, you can already see it taking shape. Stablecoins on the DEVVE network is going to be massive. Dailubach gets it, in my opinion. What do we got here? Click into the drop page for a collectible. Okay, I will do that. Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best. Oh, okay, like this. Do a drop it, like, okay. Oh shit! What did I just do? All right, we'll do. Oh, okay. All right, I see what you're getting at here. Yeah, I try to click on Marvel Mighties and it just resets back. Try the Skywalker one. Okay. Well, that works, but I shouldn't need to do that. Like, if I want to go in here, okay, I could click that, which is fine. But if I want to go to the latest drops and see all, it looks like I can do that too. But from there, if I click that, yeah, so that is odd. That is odd. They definitely need to fix that. Bitcoin back above 114. Let's go. Give me one sec. Thanks. Good to see you. Oh, okay. Later. You know what need to do. Oh gosh, am I gonna have to do this in October's too soon? Yeah, October's definitely too soon. November. All right, we're gonna have to do December to get you here. All right, let's go. I love this game. Yes, I just did it as well. Okay, Shumpalump says, "Good morning, Akomi fam." And Akomi had responded, or actually requoted, saying, "Now this is a view we could get used to." Yeah, that was wild. There was 3 mass shootings in like 24 hours of each other the other day. That was insane. Doing that. Eric Adams has bowed out of the New York City mayoral race. Cuomo's in the crosshairs. We do not want Zoran Mamdani to win. That would be horrible for New York, but I don't live there anymore, so I guess it doesn't matter. Elijah from the Marvel Mighties the other day, someone was selling a sub 100 for $10. So I bought it. I bought She-Hulk for like $2.89. I'm going to see. Oh my gosh. Okay. Sorry, guys. I have to get into some of these notifications here. Dude. Oh, can you untag me from this? I don't. I'm just going to mute this conversation. Yes. Okay. I just. When somebody tags me and like 8 other people, and then I get I can't do that. So if be advised, guys, I have no problem with people tagging me on stuff, but if you tag me with 8 other people in a major ass thread, and I'm just gonna get I can't do it, so I'm just gonna mute it. Yes, I also stand with the cat token. Meow, the cat all the way. Okay, where was I here? Yep, North Carolina. Oh god. Guys, I know that half the country doesn't like Trump and will do the exact opposite of what he says. But not everything he says is a lie, and not everything he says is bad for you. For example, we have CNN on September 23rd saying Trump links autism to acetaminophen use during pregnancy, despite decades of evidence saying it's safe. But CNN also had an article in September of 21 saying common painkillers should be investigated for possible risk to developing fetuses, experts say. Back in 2017, they say study links acetaminophen in pregnancy to ADHD, but experts question results. And then 2016 say acetaminophen during pregnancy may increase risk of hyperactivity in kids. Tylenol themselves had also said, we recommend that pregnant women not take this. The studies have been done on it. You really shouldn't take it while pregnant. I think it's if you want to say, ew, but Trump said it. Okay, well, other reputable companies and experts have said that first. So if you want to play that game, be like, well, you know what, Trump actually took it from these reputable people, trying to pass it off on his own. If you want him to still be the villain, sure, think of it like that. Don't be fucking retarded, though. Anyway, moving on. I keep hearing people say that VeVe has too much, like too many $50 drops, and nobody's gonna get. And I get it. I do. And me and Dr. Stuff had a discussion about this last week, and we'll probably discuss it again tonight. I'll be live tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Dr. Stuff, with Crypto Rain, talking about. I guess that's one of the things, because we didn't get Rain's opinion on it last week, and it's the fact that this I can't get into the Vader drop, because when I click it, it just resets right up to the top, which is, oh my god. They'll fix it eventually. All right, I can go from here and go into the Vader drop. I think they made 120 something thousand. All right, additions. Oh, it's not even letting me see how many were sold. Oh my god, what the fuck, guys? Like, it's not letting me see how many are sold. That is so fucking stupid. All right, the app is broken. Throw it all away. It's fine. It's fine. They made 120. Like, as long as the company keeps making money, which is paramount, that's what we want, that's what we need, or else you'll end up like Futureverse. I say let them do it for now, and if you don't want to participate in drop, just don't participate. Vote with your wallet. Need more water. Comics work. Very good. Glad the comics work. A dormant address containing 400 Bitcoin worth $44.3 million have been activated after 11.9 years. That is wild. 15 December. Oh god, I misspelled. How do you misspell December? So I was thinking come the 11th, the 16th. Maybe you come the, what dates do I have here? Sorry, guys. 11th, 16th? Question mark? Yeah. Where was I here? December, DeCabre. Okay. Yeah, we got to go over DEVVE, because I went over them a little bit before, but I didn't go over the actual. And go over the actual stats of the token today, which is down 2.5% to 43 cents. I should be able to get a little money next week. Had a snag, more paperwork, should have completed by maybe even the end of this week. I should be able to get a little more monies. Just a little bit, ooh. Just a little bit, ooh. What you want? You know I got. And once I help my friend with his hard money loan, I'm going to be able to get a tiny bit more money as well. And that will sustain, like, remember in, I forget the name of the channel, but they had Batman fight Darth Vader, and Batman threw something at Vader, and it, you know, electrocuted him, and it like ruined his suit. It's like, good luck breathing now. And then Darth Vader says, the Force will sustain me long enough. And it was just such a, oh my god, such an epic fight. That will sustain me long enough for DEVVE to run, me to have a little fun, and all other things. Oh, Bitcoin 114.5. Let's go. Oh god. I can create show for tonight. Coolio will send what I want to talk about soon. Currently live. DEVVE had just over 250,000 in volume. Really not a lot there. daCat, $2.3 million market cap. When will it get back over 3? I don't know. It has done, however, about a 6x since April. Pretty excited about that. A whale has bought 65,406 Ethereum, worth 270 million today. That is incredible. Other OK platforms charge much more than VeVe, and they don't have a great product like VeVe produces. Fair points. Fair points. That is a good point. I never really go over that. That is horrible. Why is this? Oh God, I'm not, because she's probably a nice lady. Can confirm. Sorry, some things I can't go over. 75. All right, so on the date of September 28th, between 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, $75 million worth of crypto shorts were liquidated. We had a gold silver logo sale recently. Noldor Alive is up to level 77. Very nice. How much? King Mouse Forever says, in the world of digital collecting, firsts matter. Bringing you the amazing Spider-Man collection, seeing these pieces in the first time in the VeVeverse hits different. The series continues. The space is early. The future is forward. You can't be bullish enough. VeVeverse Gallery, courtesy of Bagdaroni. Laughing about, oh God. Have you seen Fortnite players try to beat the first level of Contra? And they can't? Same thing, dude, Lion King back in the day. Video games were hard back in the day. The Charlie Kirk effect. Faith leaders report a 15% rise in church attendance as young people inspired by Charlie Kirk turn to Christianity, with Bible sales surpassing 10 million through August 2025. What did Obi-Wan Kenobi say to Darth Vader? Strike me down and I'll become more powerful than you could possibly imagine. Simba, okay, let yourself. Trump says our movie-making business has been stolen from the United States of America by other countries, just like stealing candy from a baby. California this week and its incumbent governor has been particularly hard hit. Therefore, in order to solve this long-term, never-ending problem, I will be imposing a 100% tariff on any and all movies that are made outside of the U.S. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America great again, President Donald J. Trump. That is insane. Jim Cramer says, buy crypto on September 29th. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Michael Saylor's strategy buys 196 Bitcoin worth 22 million. And all right, I think we're good for right now. Like I said, I have a show to do tonight. Tonight will be the OMI show at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm gonna wait another hour. I'm gonna hang on the thing. I'm gonna do some upper respiratory. Oh no. Oh. You might as well drive. Oh my God. Scott's toilet paper. My friend says you might as well drive to Walmart and shit and wipe for free. Ouch, geez, transfer paper is thicker than that. Friend used Charmin Ultra Strong because my butt breaks out from anything else and my poops are strong too. My friend Sarah is my hero. Mega roll because I enjoy spending $30 on toilet paper. Jesus. Serena Williams hospitalized after finding Cottonelle toilet paper in her hotel room. What the? All right, guys. What did I say? All right, we're going to go over DEFFINITY here real quick, and then that'll be a day. That'll be it. DEFFINITY's down 9% on the day to 2 cents. It was 2.2. It's down to 2. Scott is trash. AngelSoft all the way. Wild times. All right. Everyone, please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. When I'll get a little bit more money next week, I'll get a little bit more OMI. It won't be enough to get me to 300 million, but I'll get 10 million, maybe 50. I'll get at least up to 285 million OMI. 275 now. I'll get up to 285. What was that, like 3K? That's like 3,500 worth, give or take, 33. And if OMI goes down, maybe I'll get more. So I'll get that. And then I'm gonna get DEVVE. I'm gonna get a lot of DEVVE. I don't have a lot of DEVVE. I have a very low amount of DEVVE, and I'll get more and maybe more definitive depending on where it goes. Meow meow meow. What do we got here? Yeah, I don't have a lot of DEVVE. I need more DEVVE. All right, everyone, please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments good for these. My 80-year-old home can only handle Scots. Yeah. All right, everyone, say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. I love you. I'll see you later. Never mind, I'll find someone like you.